wait just a few more seconds. But I should be live. StreamYard can be a little bit stupid sometimes with its delayed reaction regarding of trying to go live with something. But yeah, so gonna be a this is going to be a interview stream that or pretty soon it will be an interview stream. But for right now, while we're still waiting on our guest because he got tied up with something. So until then, I'm probably just gonna be biding my time with reading some news articles. He can come on whenever he can, and once he does come on, he can and once he does come on, we'll just transition it from reading the news articles to actually interviewing him. So I probably won't have any of my co-hosts on. And hello, Crusader in the chat. How's it going? So anyway, um, so what I have been hearing about is that there's this new story here about reasoning as to why that people are wanting to impeach Trump. Like originally, people were trying to gear up for the possibility of impeaching him for offenses of collusion with Russia, supposedly, that I don't really buy. But this whole Ukraine situation, I don't know any information about it at all. So I'm reading these articles right here, I guess mostly for my own information, but also for whoever might come on and listen to me just ramble and read as good as I can be, I guess, says Crusader. Well, I hope you went to church or something like that social this morning and earlier afternoon. I know I did. But anyway, Barr, and I presume that they're talking about Attorney General Andrew Barr, surprised and angry about Trump phone call with Ukraine. So let's inform ourselves of what this story is. Oh, it's a very, very short article, so hopefully I can find another article that is about this as well. Attorney General William Barr was dismayed to discover President Trump had grouped him in with his personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, in a call with Ukraine's leader in July. Wait. Attorney General William, why did I say Andrew Barr earlier? It's William Barr, not Andrew Barr. I don't know why I thought it was Andrew Barr earlier, but that's my mistake. Attorney General William Barr was dismayed to discover President Trump had grouped him in with his personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, in a call with Ukraine's leader in July. Okay, I'm still trying to understand what is wrong with that, grouping Trump in with Giuliani, but whatever. That's the reason why I read that paragraph again. Trump told Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky that Barr, who leads the Justice Department, and Giuliani could help the country investigate Trump's potential general election rival Joe Biden. According to a transcript, Trump told Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky that Barr, who leads the Justice Department, and Giuliani could help the country investigate Trump's potential general election rival Joe Biden, according to a transcript of the call released this week. What investigations of Joe Biden, though, I want to ask? Is there any probable cause or any evidence as to what wrong that Biden might have done that might make him disqualified from running for president or something like that? If there is something like that, if that is the correct implication that I am getting from that statement right there, well, this is the first time of me hearing it because I do not know of exactly any corruption with Biden specifically. I mean, people can play guilt by association with Biden regarding the fact that he was vice president to Obama and the Obama administration, which is in connection with Eric Holder, and there's a whole Fast and Furious scandal, Hillary Clinton's Benghazi thing, the email server and whatnot. But that would not put Joe Biden responsible for anything, in my opinion. So if the implication here is that Joe Biden did do something wrong, or they're suspecting that he did do something wrong, this would be the first time me hearing it. I will have Mr. Giuliani give you a call, and I am also going to have Attorney General Barr call, and we will get to the bottom of it, Trump told Zelensky. The Justice Department has insisted Barr was unaware of the call until mid-August and that the president had never told his attorney general to contact Ukraine about any investigation of the former vice president and his son, Hunter. Okay. When Barr learned of the call, he was surprised and angry that Trump lumped him in with Giuliani, a person familiar with the Attorney General's thinking, told the Associated Press. Giuliani represents Trump's personal interests and is not employed by the U.S. government. Okay. Some Democrats have demanded that Barr recuse himself from any matters related to the Ukraine investigation because he is named in a whistleblower complaint about the administration's interactions with Ukraine. The Justice Department determined that the call and other actions involving Ukraine detailed in the complaint did not constitute a campaign finance violation. Okay, I'm still a little bit confused about that. I'm gonna have to sometime go back over this story regarding Trump and this Ukraine story. I'll have to probably do a full live stream investigating the situation, but it'll probably have to be at a later time because right now apparently we have our guest that has arrived with us, and I'll let him into this call here very shortly as soon as I can save the link for this particular article. I'm just gonna put it on my Word pad so that I can leave a link to it down below in the description box right after this call, my usual gig. Actually, I got a question. If I have do I have his social media? Oh crap! I don't have Cannibill's social medias shelled down in the description box below. But anyway, I'm going to move from the stream, my own screen, stop screen sharing, and welcome in Hollow Gentleman, or Cannibill as he is known as. Hello, Cannibill.
Hello.
Yeah, so in case anybody is curious, an associate of ours recommended that I interview Cannibill, who is from the United Kingdom, correct, Cannibill?
Yeah, it's because I'm the only one he knows from the UK.
Not
even that political. Okay, here we go.
Yeah. This isn't going to be so much of a talk about broad-reaching politics. I was more suggested to interview Cannibill. Is it all right if I call you Cannibill, or would you prefer Hollow Gentleman?
I just prefer Hollow usually.
Hollow? Okay.
Yeah.
So, Hollow, as I'll try to remember to call him from now on, and hello memes of destruction in the chat. We're not going to be asking him about the broad politics of things, but more on a personal level as to how that some certain politics has affected him personally regarding, say, Syria, refugees from Syria, or just immigration policies of the UK in general, and whatever else information that he may know. So, Hollow, tell us a little bit about your channel. You are a horror reader primarily, aren't you?
I was a horror reader, but then I realized, wow, that's boring. So I've been procrastinating, trying to make a live action series on my own, which is taking forever.
Oh, that's cool.
Should be coming in late October, I hope.
I actually tried to participate in a live action video myself. Brock McGinnis is the name of the guy. And yeah, he's making some kind of starfighter, some kind of space battle type of video, and he asked if I could participate in that. And I just gave him some footage of myself with a green screen behind, and he's still in the process of making that. But you're making your own live action video, huh? That's cool.
Well, more like a series, but it's taking forever. Right now, I'm just writing it and trying to film small bits of it. Hopefully, I should have it out by October, I guess. Well, the first part, anyway.
You sound very familiar to Sargon of Akkad, by the way. And I'm not just saying that because you're British, by the way, because there's plenty of British.
Probably from the same area, I guess. I don't know where he's from.
Yeah, I'm just saying that because I'm not saying that just because of the fact that you're British, because there are plenty of other people who are British, I know, that do not sound similar enough to Sargon, like Common Sense Guy, Owen McDonald, Kevin Logan, those type of people.
These names mean nothing to me.
So yeah, okay, never heard of them. That's all right though. Memes of destruction in the chat though knows who Common Sense Guy is though. I think he's like a more the loyal viewers of Common Sense Guy. But anyway, so you're trying to get away from horror reading and trying to make your own live action series.
Original content's where it's at.
What?
Original content's where it's at. Like just reading something that everybody else has read over and over and over again. It gets monotonous a lot at the time. Like, oh, everyone's read Jeff the Killer. Woo!
Everybody's read Slender Man.
Let's read it again.
Right. The glory days of creepypastas. Those are long gone, apparently.
Yeah. We've all got the same same like formula for Jeff the Killer. We've got there's like 50 different versions of him, and they're all female. Like, oh, my boyfriend's Jeff the Killer. I went on a killing spree with him. It's all the same.
Yeah. Once you've seen one of them, you've seen them all pretty much. But the creepypastas, they were fun while they lasted, but now it's just all like, whatever.
Yeah, I'm trying to make something original, sort of.
Right. So, if I may ask you, and if you feel comfortable explaining, what is your occupancy, by the way, your job?
I don't really have a job. I don't have a job per se, but I do occasional freelance voice acting and stuff.
Freelance what?
Voice acting.
Oh, voice acting. Okay.
Emphasis on the free.
All right. Oh, emphasis on the free. So you're doing it like free of charge. You're not actually making money off of it.
Yeah, I'm not making money off it right now. Well, I think Chris has got something for me, but it's taking forever with that. Chris has got something. Skyrim mod, I think, is paying me for that. But it's taking me forever. It's taking him forever to send it to me.
Right. So have you what was your last job then, if I may ask?
My last actual working job was working as a shelf stacker in a game shop.
Okay, so you were basically in retail.
Yeah.
Okay. And so excuse me. So Chris being the one to have recommended me talking to you, by the way, he said that you might be able to testify somewhat to the whole immigration and refugee situation in the UK and pretty much in a good portion of Europe as well. And how it might have affected you personally, and by extension, the regular working folk of the UK as well. How has that affected you in getting a job?
Personally, it hasn't really affected me. I don't really mind. I mean, the labour force is coming in. That's something different. Like, oh, they can get a job instantly, but I can't. Okay, cool. But any other refugees, that's fine. I don't really care.
You don't really care. So, what are you? Are you for taking in the refugees, as many refugees as possible?
Not as many refugees as possible. Like, it's hard to explain. I'm all for immigration and whatnot and refugees, but not like labor forces. They're not really. We got enough. We got enough of them coming in. It's like I don't know how many per month. Don't pay attention to it that much, but I know we got loads coming in.
Okay. One could almost make an argument that maybe if you take in so many immigrants all at once, and yet there aren't enough jobs being created, there's going to be an oversupply in labor, and therefore there's going to be some people that won't be able to, or just not be participating at all in the general workforce. So,
oh yeah,
would you say that that's kind of? I guess I could and should ask, if you don't mind me on this. Are you like currently okay? So stop me if these questions are like getting a little bit too personal, but this is like just a general interview as to how some certain politics in the UK might have affected you personally.
All right.
But are you like currently looking for a full-time job?
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. What generally do you like actually?
Uh, I usually just look for retail because it's easy to get into. Well, it should be.
I like manufacturing a little bit better myself. Don't know if I would have the patience for retail working with. Well, okay, I don't know if I would have the people skills working with just average Joe customers that often.
Well, with the time I spent in the game shop, it gets easier to do after a while.
Ah, all right. Um, what was I gonna? Hmm. Sorry, this is like this interview is just gonna be a little bit more weird than my usual interviews. Um, refugees situation. I feel like that there was something else I wanted to ask about that. Um, how actually how has affirmative action like affected you, and would you say the general economy of the UK? I mean, are there like something like affirmative action laws in the UK, just similar to what we have in the US here?
Hold on. I I don't know. I don't honestly know.
Oh shucks. Well, because I know that here in the United States, for how affirmative action has affected us, basically, it's almost like some business owners are almost mandated to hire some certain people to like get a fair amount of
Oh,
diversity. Like it's supposed to be an anti-discrimination law, but it kind of ironically works. It ironically discriminates or forces people's hand to be discriminatory so that they don't get investigated or whatever because they aren't following, affirmative action laws or whatever.
I haven't witnessed that firsthand, but I know the BBC did something like that a few months ago or a year ago. Can't remember.
In their hiring practices.
Yeah, something like only hiring Asian people. I think that's what it was.
Only hiring Asian people.
Something like that. I can't remember the exact thing, but I think it was something like that. It was a
Well,
while. It was a while back.
it must have been quite a while back because it must have been pretty short too. Because obviously, there's not just Asian people that are working as reporters over at BBC or anything like that. But you don't know exactly the affirmative action laws in the UK and how they might have
Oh no,
affected you personally.
they haven't affected me really because I haven't really been able to find jobs because they're all taken. All they need a car, and I don't drive.
So, what was it that caused you to like lose or leave your last job then?
Uh, they just didn't need me.
Oh,
They found someone better.
mm, that always sucks. I
Yeah,
work as a delivery driver at my company here.
I mean, I'm still on good terms with them, and it just kind of sucked.
No, wait. No, on good terms with them. The work sucked, or they thought that you sucked as a worker.
No, they just found someone better that worked better than me, and because I, I what's the word? I have trouble uh, getting there on time because I suck at waking up. So yeah, they found someone with a better
Hmm.
schedule than me.
I mean, don't you have like an alarm clock on your smartphone or anything like that?
Yeah, but then I I fall into like the deepest recess of REM sleep.
Need a louder alarm clock. It sounds like.
I've got the loudest thing my phone will allow. Still don't wake up.
Well, shucks. Uh,
Managed to wake up early for once today because I had to take someone somewhere.
you need like an air siren in your room, apparently.
Oh yeah, I wish I could.
um. All right. How is it like currently regarding the refugee situation? Like uh, as far as like taking it in refugees, we're a little bit all over the place with the questions here, but I'm trying to like fill out an episode here mostly.
Uh,
But how at what rate, like how fast or how slow is the UK just taking in refugees?
I wouldn't know exactly, but I think we're like a medium. I'm not sure.
Hmm.
Uh, I, yeah, Chris was stupid asking me to join this thing. Chris, I don't know anything about anything. Why'd you ask me?
Oh shucks. Well, I don't know.
No,
I guess I could ask you about things outside of economics in the UK.
oh yeah, I don't know anything about economics. Yeah, I think I said
Um,
that.
hmm. I guess I can ask you what's your opinions on Sargon of Akkad or whatever.
I don't. Well, I don't really watch him, so I used to watch him, and I thought it's all right. I guess his content's fine.
Yeah, I'm
But
not the big.
that was a while back. So
Uh, you kind of got off the bandwagon of actually watching him.
yeah,
Uh,
in fact,
okay.
most of the political stuff I've watched is kind of not on my subscription list anymore, apart from maybe Dave Cullen.
Hmm. Dave Cullen. I don't know. I think Dave Cullen is. I don't know. I almost want to say that he's better than Sargon of Akkad, but I haven't like watched enough of him. And I used to been like a bit of a viewer of Sargon myself, but then there was the whole Sargon versus Medicare drama that kind of turned me off with Sargon. And there's some other problems with him as well, but it was just Sargon versus Med. Oh, excuse me. It was just mostly the Sargon versus Medicare drama that really turned me off and caused me to unsubscribe from the guy.
I don't know, I unsubscribed from about a year ago, so I can't remember why I did that. Maybe it was because of that. I can't remember.
How much of a fan are you of Mr. Medicare?
I don't. I've never watched him in my life.
Hmm. I've watched his video regarding Mundane Matt, the whole Mundane Matt flagging thing.
Maybe I did watch one of his videos and that. I can't remember.
But you know what I mean by
Yeah, yeah,
what I'm
Monday.
referring to when
Yeah,
I,
that was a thing.
yeah, Mundane Matt flagging his detractors and whatnot. And I thought that Mr. Medicare like did one of the most thorough jobs because he actually explained to me that at first nobody had like any solid evidence or proof to say that it was Mundane Matt. They just noticed that hey, it's all these videos criticizing Mundane Matt that keep on getting flagged down, and people are just having a strong suspicion that it might have been most likely Mundane Matt. Wasn't until like they got him on a kill stream and grilled him, which by the way I'm not that big a fan of Ethan Ralph, but still there was that kill stream that where people like grilled him to finally admit, yeah, it was me. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, well, he gave kind of a lackluster apology, and people still haven't forgiven him for that. And I don't know. I guess I could not really blame people for not being able to forgive him, but it's whatever to me. Never really gave that much of a crap about Mundane Matt.
I don't really watch much political YouTubers anyway. I think let me check. It's like literally probably only uh, Dave Cullen and maybe someone else. Skeptic. I'm a skeptic. And Shoe.
Armored Skeptic. I don't have much of an opinion on him. Shuan Head. I've watched a few of her things. She seems to be just more of the average Joe or average Joan, I guess, to like, you know, put a female twist on the average Joe persona. She's just more like the average citizen, just ranting about politics, and she just became real popular off of it. At least that's the persona that she puts on. Whereas, as opposed to some other YouTubers that will get rather over the top with their whole persona, like like I do, for example, with as you see in my profile picture, it's supposed to basically be like a dark angel, as I like to call it. Or you got people that like um are overly ambitious as to how smart or intellectual they are, which that's another problem with Sargon, is that he has a bit of an ego kind of in that area. I don't know how much you care about that.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll just make this a stream about whatever, since apparently you don't know, you don't have much to go off of regarding
Yeah,
commentary of
I haven't
back
watched
in
the, I haven't watched the news in like a year. I'm not paying for the TV license.
Oh shit. Um. So what is this live action series that you're making? What is it about,
Oh,
if I may ask?
it's basically a horror sci-fi series that focuses on
Kind of like Aliens.
hmm?
Kind of like Aliens. It sounds like.
Except no. Focuses on like the multiverse, like more than one universe, uh, time travel, and cosmic horror. You know, like Cthulhu and Lovecraftian stuff.
Hmm. That would be interesting. As if like Hollywood was to actually like try and make a movie about the Lovecraftian horror. Like I don't think I've ever heard of like a, much less of a successful, but even a at all a real attempt at trying to do that.
Evil Dead.
Evil Dead. Was that
That was successful.
was that a Sam Raimi movie?
Yes.
That was before the Spider-Man trilogy, right?
That was in the 80s.
Cool. I'll have to. I don't know. I would have to check that out just to. And now that you mentioned that, that's where Lovecraft has been attempted and successful at.
Well, the Necronomicon anyway. Just one aspect of Lovecraft.
Yeah.
Now let's make a movie about him being racist to his cat.
Wait, what? Um,
He,
um, a movie of Sam Raimi being racist to his cat, or I'm
no,
sorry.
no, Lovecraft being Lovecraft called his cat N-word man.
Oh, jeez. Yeah,
Uh,
the guy was racist. I
he
mean,
was a
even
secret
relative
racist.
to
He was a secret racist.
he was what?
He was a secret racist.
A secret racist. I thought the racism was a little bit more, you know, obvious.
Well, he didn't go around saying, "Hey, my cat is called this." I don't think he did that.
Well, in his stories, he seemingly always portrayed anyone who was not a rich, well-educated white person to be a bad guy. At least that's what
Well,
I generally hear about the explanation of his
it wasn't a
origins.
90, well, yeah, that was at the time, wasn't it? I was like, well, at the time.
Sorry, what?
I'm not gonna say it's right, but that was the time. Like, oh, get up. Uh,
Well, I don't know. I think that even though that some people who made certain medias back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, whenever that yeah, people would be kind of racist regarding like minority groups, stereotype them and whatnot. But I don't recall like just them all in mass just portraying black people or brown people as just a bunch of bad guys. Like whenever they did have the character in their media or whatever. I mean, Disney, for example, like they're being overly insensitive with the stereotypes that they portrayed in what was it called? That one musical.
Fun and Fancy Free, I think.
Was
No,
that it?
maybe.
I don't really think it was. I thought it was like, oh, Song of the South. That was what it was called.
That's the one.
Song of the South, like being a little bit overly insensitive regarding the
Mm.
portrayal of stereotypes, but at least they did not portray the black guy as a villain, or at least not by what I hear, anyways.
Now, what Disney did have against was Jews. That's
Mm, I
Disney
don't
was
know.
not. Disney himself was not a nice fella.
I guess I never caught that. Like when in what movie had they like featured Jews in their media and portrayed them as bad guys?
Uh, I don't know. A film about space Nazis, Iron Sky, maybe.
A film about space Nazis?
That was a film.
Okay. I thought you were referring to Star Wars for a second there because,
Well, well,
because the Galactic Empire was like basically based a lot off of the Nazis. What?
you know that feeling like the space Nazis are so much better than the 6 rebels remaining.
Hmm.
Stop messaging me. Where's my phone anyway?
But Iron Sky was the name of a series that Disney did.
No, not Disney, just a specific film about Nazis being like not the hero but the main protagonists.
Okay. And they were like, you had space Nazis killing space Jews, and the space Jews were like
No, more
portrayed
like space Nazis making black people white,
making black people white.
albinizing them. It was a weird film. Funny film, weird film, great film, bad film.
It sounds freaking weird. Like, yeah, at least it's not as bad as put them under a really hot shower and oven.
It's space Nazis on the moon, on a moon base, mining for some kind of mineral. And then Americans find out and fly stupidly designed rockets to the moon and fight space Nazis. It's terrible. I don't know why.
Kind of almost sounds that way.
Yet I watched it.
Don't know if I would go out of my way to watch it personally.
I was suggested to it ages ago.
Yeah, there's this one. There's this one B or C rated movie. Well, actually Z rated technically. Movie or the poster for it, anyways, that keeps on getting shared around by this one Twitter personality that I'm in a group chat with. I'm almost afraid to like mention the name of it too, because it's yeah, I guess it was supposed to be some parody, and it's okay. I'm just gonna say it's called Gay Niggers.
Ah, yes, I know that film. I know that film.
Sorry, it took me a while to say it, people, but
I know that film. It's I never watched it, but I know it.
yeah, so it sounds cheesy as fuck and kind of racist.
Kind of, yeah.
But basically, gay black men just are aliens from outer space trying to conquer the Earth.
I made a live stream reviewing that film.
Oh,
it's well, I don't know what I'm reading reviews of it. It's I deleted the stream now, but you can probably find it somewhere.
you're reading other people's reviews of it, or you're
reading other people's reviews of it because I'm lazy.
I've actually got a review that I'm currently working on, and it's not me like reading other people's reviews. It's me. It's totally my original commentary about Ratchet and Clank, the video game movie.
I watched that. It was okay.
It was little less than okay. Well, okay. For video game standards, it was okay, but it wasn't like as good as, say, Mortal Kombat. Like that's like one of the staples of when it comes to fairly well done video game movies, you know?
I enjoyed it. Well, then again, I love Ratchet and Clank.
I like Ratchet and Clank as well. The particularly the source material, the movie did not really hold up to standard. It wasn't that loyal to the source material, or at least it did not do well to the source material as it could have been. But as far as the movie goes, it was meh.
Yeah, it could have been better.
But my commentary, of course, is going to be a whole lot more in depth about it. It at least did not have as anticlimactic of an ending as a whole lot of other video game movies will be. Like that seems to be a consistent thing with video game movies. Typically, they just have a very anticlimactic ending. Like in
Uh,
the final battle, they'll kill the final bad guy, and then not even a minute later, cut to credits.
what was a recent one I watched that was disappointing?
Was it Assassin's Creed?
Yes, that was no Prince of Persia. That was disappointing.
I have to rewatch Prince of Persia. I can't hardly. Oh, excuse me. I can't hardly remember that movie all that well. I don't know why. I watched it at least once. I guess I must have fell asleep at some points or walked away from the screen.
I can't remember a single thing that happened, and I watched it last week.
Wow, it was just that much incoherent for you, huh?
Mm-hmm. It's so boring, and I like the new. I was 10 years old by now. New game, the
All right.
reboot in 2008. Oh god.
Most I played of Prince of Persia is whatever games I would be of based on Prince of Persia, anyways. That I could like find on these free game websites, like Armored Games and
Oh,
FreeWorldGroup.com.
yeah,
Those
those.
types of websites. But now the age of like free game websites is long gone for me, especially since I'm an adult and I have a life outside of playing computer games. And whenever I do get the time to actually play computer games, I have my standards for a whole lot higher quality things than free play games.
Yeah, Fortnite.
No, not Fortnite. At least
Yeah.
not for me.
I can't. I'm terrible at aiming, so I can't play it.
I was thinking Overwatch. Actually, that's what I play more.
Oh, boo! Terrible game. Boring. Can't play it. I suck at aiming.
It okay. It's boring in the fact that it does not have an engaging story. I guess that's the biggest problem with it is that it doesn't have a story mode or anything like that. Instead, you're just supposed to be watching all the little skits of the origins of each character and then just go off from there. Let your own imagination run wild as to how you think that the Overwatch story would play out. They have all these origins and whatnot, and just come up with your own conclusion.
I've watched them all.
What?
I've watched them all already. Yeah.
Yep. But aside from that, the actual gameplay itself is just addictingly a dumb fun. It's just addicting dumb fun is all it is, really.
The one, well, I want to call it a battle royale game because it's not really battle royale. The Fallout 76 nuclear winter mode. That's fun. That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Also, because I'm better at aiming in that game, I win a lot. It's not a good game, but it's fun.
Mm-hmm. Um, Also, the graphics I find really attractive when it comes to Overwatch. Like they
Yeah,
aren't like.
it's Blizzard. They know what to do. It's Blizzard.
I mean, it's not exactly the highest texture stuff like, say, The Last of Us. I don't know if you like seen or play that game, but
Uh, well, I'm waiting for that on PSN next month. So yeah, I'm playing that next month.
that game has some very realistic graphics, realistic looking
Mm,
graphics itself. Put Overwatch next to it. Overwatch clearly looks a whole lot more cartoony.
yeah.
But I guess that's what makes Overwatch kind of attractive is that it just has that eye candy, cartoony type graphics, 3D graphics.
I mean, most of Blizzard's game has that, like World of Warcraft.
Yep, and even StarCraft to some certain extent. Even though StarCraft is supposed to be kind of a little bit more nitty gritty, they still manage to have that kind of cartoony type look to them at the same time. It's like I don't know. It's like those rad '90s cartoons that you would watch when you were like 7 years old, and kind of.
Uh,
Were you about to say something?
nah, I was gonna say more questions for me, or
I don't know. I don't. I had mostly just questions regarding the subject of economic situation in the UK, but I guess.
Chris, why did you choose me to join this thing?
Oh, geez. I don't know. You'll have to like talk to him about that, but uh,
Well, well, it was fun, I guess, but it wasn't what you expected, I guess.
not really. And probably people when they go back to look at this live stream, this live stream ain't gonna go far. I don't think.
No, I'm not the funny one, or the politically inspired one, as if that's a thing.
Or the informed one, or whatever.
No, I don't. I don't watch the news. Chris just chose me because I'm the only British person he knows.
Wow.
Thanks, Chris.
Well, anyway, I don't know. I guess I'm just going to end the live stream right here. I have like another live stream with someone else that I'm gonna be joining on his channel. Loudmouth Reviews. I don't know if you like came across the guy at all.
I've heard of him. I've watched him a few times, I think.
Yeah, Loudmouth Reviews. He's a cool guy, but unfortunately, his busy schedule has got himself jammed to where he cannot do as many reviews. But this evening, gonna be doing like a live stream talking about the Rambo franchise and Rambo 5 more specifically,
Oh,
and how Rambo 5 is being politicized, or at least the politics surrounding Rambo 5. Some people, as he's saying, are having issues with the fact that Rambo 5 portrays sex traffickers as bad. I think that might be a little bit hyperbolic, but we'll just have to like read whatever criticisms people give out about Rambo 5.
sex traffickers are bad? Who knew?
What?
Sex traffickers are bad? Who knew?
That would make too much sense for our crazy world. But
well, thanks for having me on, I guess.
anyway,
Even if I sucked.
Sorry everybody for the lackluster live stream. I will have a little bit better content coming up. Like I have idea for another response video, which those always do the best on my channel. And probably next Sunday have a live stream talking about U.S. presidents and their successes and failures and so forth with Don the pleb of Two Plebs Talk News. Hello, gentlemen. Have anything to have anything to say at the end of this rather short episode of Strike Force?
Direct any aggressiveness to Chris.
Oh, jeez. I don't know about
Thanks
that.
for having me on anyway. It's been fun.
Yep. Thanks for coming on, and to all of you watching, I'll see you all next time, and God bless. And so, end broadcast right now.